Welcome back to Build the Builder. I'm Michael DeFazio. I'm going to show you guys how to run, maximize, and scale your woodworking shop so you guys can get ahead in life. Let's get at it. So today we're going to talk about installation, stick to building great furniture. Some of the projects we build, like custom fireplace mantles or floating shelves, bar tops, countertops, things of this nature, they all need to be installed. They will require you to be scribing, cutting on site, screwing down, making sure you hit the studs, fourth of your job site 5 times. So we gotta wait for something to dry. We're not set up that way. They will still be confused. Mike, how are you not gonna install my beautiful fireplace mantle? You just built me a beautiful fireplace mantle. How come you're not the one installing it? And then you need to explain to them, we don't do installation. This is a totally different industry. Your insurance actually might not cover it. So if you are planning on doing installs or you are currently doing installs, you might wanna double check that, just to make sure that you are safe. Some of you guys might be set up to do installs, and that's totally fine. I just definitely suggest you guys have a pack out built up with all the stuff that you're ever gonna need or might need on an install set aside so that when you need to do an install, you just throw it in the back of your truck and drive away. That's how I would suggest doing that, because all you need to do is spend 25 minutes in the morning getting all your tools ready, loading them in your truck, getting to the job site, realizing you forgot your screwdrivers or your drill or whatever it is that you need. Then you got to go back to Home Hardware and buy another one just to get the job done, because it's faster to do that than it is to drive all the way back to the shop. I've done this. It's terrible. The other thing is guys, we're not professional contractors. This is a different industry. Let the pros be pros in that area, and you focus on getting really good at the stuff you're already doing. That's okay to not be able to do the whole thing from start to finish. Let the clients take care of the installer. Totally up to you, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it, because this is what has worked for us for many, many years. So when I say that we don't do installation for, say, a barn door or a fireplace mantle, it doesn't mean that I'm leaving the clients hanging and I'm just saying, hey, here's your barn door. Have a good day. Make sure you pay me on time. That'll be great. Good luck with the install. See you later. You're never going to hear from me again. That's not what we're going to do. We actually have a text message template that we send out to our clients in the middle of our workflow. All we got to do is press a button and it will send them this big text message that was already pre-written up. And we send it off to our clients, and in that text message, it explains a couple of different things. It reminds them again that we are not doing installation. We can't do any installation for their project. It also says that we're not going to leave them hanging. Here are 3 contractors that we have worked with in the past, have done great jobs for our client. And it sets the client up to feel like we're still taking care of them without actually having to do any of the work. Those 3 referrals for installers, they have to be people that you know, like, and trust. Very important. They have to be able to stand behind their work, and if they mess it up, they got to be the one to fix it. They have to be respectable to the clients, because you are the one that was referring them to your clients. You are being represented in that transaction. So work on building up relationships with these contractors that are going to be able to do the installs for you. So they are smaller jobs, but you have to be in a relationship with your contractor that has a flat fee or something to go hang a shelf. That way you're not the one being stuck having to go install just one shelf because Mary can't find a contractor out of the blue to come do this tiny job. They're just not going to show up. So they have to be sent, and they have to have a relationship with you. You have to be the one sending them. Communication with this is so important. When we are talking to our clients, when we are first inquiring about the project we mention that we don't do installation. I tell them like 100 times. Then on their quote and their invoice, it will also say that installation is not included. Then with our shop supervisor, when he is going through the workflow, he has to send the client a message with a click of a button explaining that we don't do installation, but we're not going to leave them hanging. Here are some people to call. Let us know if they can't help you out. We'll maybe try and find somebody else. And then a 4th time, we will text them on delivery day, reminding them that we are not doing installation. What if me, the furniture builder, went to your house and had to install some floating shelves, and you didn't know that on the other side of that wall was a bathroom and there was pipes in the wall, and now to go hang the floating shelf you just sold for $500, you're going to put some screws in the wall to put the bracket in, and you're going to end up hitting a pipe. And now that $500 shelf that you made just cost you $10,000 to fix this giant flooded house. That's a very extreme example, but I'm just giving you guys the idea, right? If you hang a floating shelf and you didn't hit the studs right because your stud finder ran out of batteries because you haven't used it in 6 months, and the floating shelf falls down and breaks an heirloom in the house, You're the one responsible for that. This is not worth your $500 shelf. Give it to the pros that are using their stud finder every day, the pros that are going to understand that there's pipes on the other side of the wall. There are things that you cannot control. That's what I want you to understand. And accidents will happen. Little backstory. We put faux beams into one of our clients' homes, and I had our installer do it. Our installer got there. The beam was ready to go. He put the whole thing in. And on the way he was putting the beam up, he tore up half of a wall of the drywall. Things happen, all right? Contractors know this. If you're doing any sort of renovations, you know you can't control everything. You have to be good at problem solving. He tore up the wall that was just freshly drywalled and just freshly painted. All you got hired to do was build the beam. Let the contractor do their job, okay? Because he had to go back there, he had to fix the drywall, and he had to repaint the wall. That's crazy. I don't want any part to do with that type of repair or problems. All I want to do is deliver what I'm good at, help out my client with proper contacts that I know, like, and trust. So work on the relationships that then you can pass off to your clients. But make sure your communication is there all the way through the process of building your project. So doing a small install, something that is very easy, can turn into a contracting nightmare very quickly. And I try to just avoid that entire situation. Could open up a can of worms that will not benefit you. If you are going to do the installs, what I would always suggest doing is adding the install as a secondary line item in your pricing. That way you're not losing the job because the installation might be too expensive. Make sure you're selling them the right project and the way that you're able to build it for them as properly as possible. And then worry about the installation costs on the back end if you are going to do the install. Don't lose the job because your install price was too high. Get the job, worry about the install price if you want to do it later, or find them the person that is going to do it for them. When I send out the referrals, what I'm essentially doing is letting the client take care of hiring their own contractor. It's not Mike's contractor. The client is going to be finding their own contractor. Because say you send out 3 different referrals, the client didn't like any of them. They can go find a 4th, a 5th. They can do it themselves. Give them the option to take control of this part. Be firm on this. Always help them out, but never bend over backwards going to do an install that you're not qualified to do and you don't have the tools to do, and you're not going to get paid for. So stay away from it. Save yourself the headache and the money. Just to recap this video, I hate installs. I don't suggest you do them. And if you're going to do them, be extremely prepared to maximize what you are doing on the install. If you are not planning on doing them like me, write a template, find 3 contractors, build a relationship with them, start referring your clients, and stop pricing installs and stop doing the installs. You're killing yourself, and I don't want to see that happen to you guys. I want to maximize what you're doing because you're good at building furniture. Stick to building great furniture. If you got anything from this video, please comment below. Ask me any questions if you need to, and share, follow, do all the things that everyone's always asking you to do, because I'm trying to grow this. I'm trying to help teach you, and I would appreciate some love. Have a great day, guys. Love you.